Bill of Rights Explained for Beginners, Part 1, Your First 10 Freedoms, U.S. Citizenship Study Guide.
Welcome back to Pathway to Citizenship, where we turn the U.S. Citizenship Test into real conversation. I'm Anne, your guide through the fascinating maze of American history and law. And with me, as always, is Mark, the brave soul preparing for his citizenship test.
Brave soul, huh? More like confused soul, Anne. Every time I think I understand the Constitution, I find out there's another layer.
That's the beauty of it, Mark. The Constitution is like an onion, layered, complex, but worth every tear. And today, we're peeling back one of the most important parts, the Bill of Rights.
Ah, yes, the first 10 amendments. I remember that question from the test. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? Answer: the Bill of Rights.
Perfect start, but let's go deeper. Why do you think those 10 amendments were added?
Maybe to protect people's rights, like freedom and stuff?
Exactly. After the Constitution was written in 1787, many people worried it gave too much power to the new federal government. They wanted a list, a guarantee of rights that no government could take away. So, in 1791, James Madison helped write the first 10 amendments. Think of them as America's promise to its people.
A promise. I like that. So, the Bill of Rights is like a contract between the government and the people?
Even better, a shield for the people. It protects individuals from government abuse. For example, the First Amendment, probably the most famous, protects 5 freedoms: religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition.
5. I always thought it was just speech.
Common mistake, the First Amendment is like a freedom buffet. You can choose your faith, speak your mind, publish your opinions, gather peacefully, and ask your government to fix problems. It's the foundation of democracy.
That's powerful. So when the test asks, what is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? I could say speech, but I could also say religion or assembly.
Exactly. Any one of those would be correct, but knowing all 5 helps you understand the spirit behind them. Let's play a quick mental movie. Imagine you're in 1791, and a king used to punish people for criticizing him. Now, under the Bill of Rights, you can stand in the town square and say, "I disagree with the president," and no one can throw you in jail for it.
That's wild. So Americans are basically free to disagree.
That's right, and it's one of the most American things you can do. Freedom of disagreement builds progress. Think of Martin Luther King Jr. His marches were protected by the First Amendment's right to assemble and speak.
Wow, that connects history with now. So, if I were at my interview and the officer asked, "What is freedom of religion?" I'd say, you can practice any religion or not practice at all, right?
Perfect, Mark. You'd be quoting directly from the official test answers. And the beauty is, those words aren't just lines to memorize. They're living rights you'll share as a citizen.
That makes the test feel more meaningful. It's not just facts, it's freedom in question form.
Exactly. The Bill of Rights isn't just 10 old sentences. It's the heart beating inside the Constitution. Now, let's explore how those rights actually show up in real life. Sometimes people think of the Bill of Rights as something distant, like words carved in marble, but it's really a part of your daily experience.
Really? I mean, I don't see the First Amendment when I'm at the grocery store.
Maybe not directly, but think about it. When you read a newspaper that criticizes the government, that's freedom of the press. When you post your opinion online, that's freedom of speech in action. When a neighbor attends church or decides not to, that's freedom of religion. You're living the Bill of Rights every day.
Huh, I never thought of it that way. It's like invisible protection.
Exactly. It's like oxygen, everywhere, even when you don't notice it. And that's what makes it so powerful. Take the Second Amendment, for example, the right to bear arms. It's one of the most debated parts of the Bill of Rights, but at its core, it reflects Americans' deep value of independence and self-protection.
Yeah, I've heard that one in the news. People argue about what it means today.
They do, and that's the beauty of democracy. It's flexible. The courts interpret how those rights apply to modern life. That's where the judicial branch comes in, the same one you studied for the test. Remember, one of the civics questions asks, what does the judicial branch do? Answer, it reviews laws.
So the courts decide how to apply old words to new problems.
Exactly. That's how freedom stays alive. The Third Amendment, for instance, no soldiers can stay in your house without your consent, might sound outdated, but it reminds us that personal privacy is sacred. That idea carries into modern debates about surveillance and technology.
So even old rules have new meaning.
Precisely. Now, what about the Fourth Amendment? Any guesses?
I think it's about search and seizure.
You got it. It protects people from unreasonable searches by the government. Imagine you're driving home and an officer wants to search your car. They can't just do it because they feel like it. They need a reason or a warrant. That's your Fourth Amendment right at work.
That's reassuring. It sounds like the Bill of Rights keeps power balanced.
That's its purpose, to limit government and empower citizens. The Fifth Amendment is another big one. You have the right to remain silent. You've probably heard that line in movies.
Oh yeah, like, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you.
Exactly. That comes from the Fifth Amendment. It protects against self-incrimination, meaning you can't be forced to confess. It also ensures due process, which means the government must follow fair procedures before taking away your life, liberty, or property.
So even in court, the Constitution has your back.
Always. And that protection continues with the Sixth Amendment, which guarantees a fair and speedy trial, and the Seventh, which gives you the right to a jury in civil cases. Each one was written to prevent tyranny and protect fairness.
You know, I'm starting to see the Bill of Rights like a toolbox. Each amendment is a tool for justice.
That's a perfect metaphor. Some tools you use every day, like free speech. Others you hope you'll never need, like protection against cruel and unusual punishment under the Eighth Amendment. But you're glad they're there.
Definitely. And the 9th and 10th.
The underrated duo, the 9th, says that just because a right isn't listed doesn't mean you don't have it. The 10th reserves powers for the states or the people. In simple terms, they say, the government's power is limited and the people's power is endless.
That's poetic. So the Bill of Rights doesn't just tell the government what it can't do, it also celebrates what people can do.
Exactly, Mark. And that's why it's so important on the citizenship test. It's not just memorization, it's understanding the promise you're joining.
You know, Anne, when I first saw those test questions, like, what do we call the first 10 amendments? I thought they were just trivia. Now they feel like chapters in my own story.
That's exactly how it should feel. The citizenship test isn't just about history, it's about ownership. When you say the Bill of Rights, you're not just recalling a fact, you're claiming those rights as your own.
That gives me chills. I think I'll study with a whole new mindset now.
Good. Because in Part 2, we'll explore how these rights have evolved, how each amendment has been tested, defended, and expanded to include more Americans. The story of the Bill of Rights isn't finished, it's still being written, and soon you'll be one of its authors.